Homeless man executed in broad daylight on St. Louis sidewalk. There's a clip of what happened just before the shooting. We're not going to play the video. Now, I will say the video doesn't actually show the execution. It shows right up into the point of it. You see the guy slowly loading the weapon. He's like shaking it. And then there's someone narrating behind glass, like watching it happen, being like, hey, you just put a magazine in. It's like, don't you realize what he's about to do? Here's the crazy thing about this story. So apparently they caught the guy, I guess. But the crazy thing is, when the dude is about to load the magazine, you know he has no access to, he's unable to use that weapon at that current moment. Nobody wanted to do anything. So we get two things out of this story. For one, I want to make sure I point out stories like this probably happen a lot in big cities. And by a lot, I don't mean like every single day, but frequent enough. I've seen stuff in Chicago that would make your blood boil. And sometimes people just randomly shoot other people and things like that. This is one of these stories. I think people were shocked by this. The reason the video went viral is not just that you're seeing this callous murder, but that no one cares to do anything anymore. Carl Benjamin from the Lotus Eaters podcast says this is a social contract. You don't have to do anything, so why would you? You no longer have to protect anyone else. So I was thinking about this, and just to kick things off, I was thinking about, I did this segment on feminism and stuff the other day about gender roles and why we have certain cultural traditions. And it's because we want to survive. And we survive better when we're together. That's why a single person out in the middle of the woods might end up dying, but with 10 or 15 people, they can work together and distribute the workload and end up surviving. But now that we live in this sterile, mechanized, cyborg society, no one knows each other and no one cares. And it seems like, I guess, the side effect of absolute luxury, of humans being able to drink sugar. I mean, just think about how crazy. Look at this. I got another Coca-Cola tonight. I don't know why. You can probably tell I'm be talking fast. But we've extracted sugars and hyper concentrated. Now we just drink it. And that's something that you don't find in nature for the most part. Maybe fruit juices, but even that, you're not getting this much. We have so much luxury. We literally just don't care about anybody else. Back in the day, you're in the middle of the woods. You're like, please, we got to work together. We're going to die. Now it's, dude, we've got so much food in the shelves. You're actually pissing me off. Get away from me. And so when stuff like this happens, people just don't care.
But I think it's also like people don't feel a connection to other people in the public. Like what connects us anymore? It's not religion. It's not our ethnicity. It's not our culture. Everyone has their own little cultures. Everyone has their own little groups. And I think when you put everybody together in big cities like this, we are living in a very mistrustful society. This thing we're talking about reminds me of, I used to spend summers out in Montana. And we used to buy some of our produce and products from this group of people called the Hutterites. They're like the Amish with a little different things. And what they would do is they would make their communities. And after it got to a certain size, around 100 people, they would start another little colony because they realized that you cannot feel a connection to somebody when your society gets too big. When their colony gets too big and you're not seeing the person that's working for you, putting food on your table, cleaning your beds, whatever it is, you lose that connection and you lose the humanist instinct to, put yourself out there for other people. And I think that we're seeing that on a large scale in society, that nobody feels this connection, nobody feels this obligation to care about one another.
We just don't need so much of it. And, it used to be you did the work you had to do and then other people would do work that would complement your life. So, one guy grows the wheat, another guy bakes it into bread, and then you share. The guy with the wheat says, okay, I'll give this to you. And he says, okay, I'll make bread, and then we'll share the bread. Now it's just we have machines doing everything. So it's kind of like, I don't know you, I don't care, you provide nothing for me, you're a threat to my life, and thus we disconnect from each other. And then you see this. The same thing that makes a man sit there and just film another man be killed is the same thing that makes that man kill that other man. But there's just no connection.